Hello, everybody. Welcome to Math Lesson 3.2, Multiple Towers. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to actually look at the relationships between multiplication and division. So we're not going to be learning a new strategy today per se, but we are going to be doing some math both in multiplying and dividing to see what the relationship is between those two. All right, so let's start with a problem that you're probably very familiar with. I hope so. One that you should know from just knowing your multiplication tables. 5 times 2. 5 times 2 equals 10, okay? And that's our multiplication problem. Okay, now if we wanted to switch this around and make it a division problem, I would take 10, put it over here, and 10 divided by 2 would be 5. So I just switched the first number and the last number. 5 times 2 is 10, 10 divided by 2 is 5. And that, excuse me, is division. All right, so what we know about these from these basic multiplication facts that you should be familiar with is that, actually I'm going to put it in a different color so it stands out a little bit, is that multiplication is, whoops, I should have done that the other way. It's okay. We'll do this. Multiplication is reverse division and vice versa. Division is reverse multiplication. Okay, so, excuse me, my voice is going out. So essentially, if you understand a multiplication problem, you can do a division problem because it's the same problem, it's the same numbers, and the numbers are interacting the same way. They're just in reverse, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a number that we don't often use, especially in our multiplication tables, because hopefully you know your multiplication tables up through 12. We're going to use a bigger number and we're going to build a tower out of it. Okay, and that's what our title is about, multiple towers. We're not building a whole bunch of towers. What we are doing is building a tower of multiples. So our starting number, and I'm going to go to the bottom of my page because we're going to build our tower up. You can't build a tower from the top down, as any construction worker will tell you. You have to start at the bottom, build up from there. So we're starting with our very base number, and that's 21. Okay, and I just picked that one for today. That's the one we're going to focus on. You can do this with any other number also, but for today we're just focusing on 21, and you will need this for your homework. So please write this down somewhere. It can be in your notebook or it can be on a blank sheet of paper, just somewhere where you will be able to use it for your homework, because I guarantee you this will help you when you get to your homework for tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to start building our multiples of 21. Okay, so 21, we're starting here. That would be 21 times 1. Okay, so I'll even put that off to the side. I'll do it over here. Times 1, that's 21. Now if I'm going to my next multiple, that would be times 2. 21 times 2 would be 42, right? 1 times 2, 2 times 2, 42. All right, I'm going to keep going. Times 3, 21 times 3. Well, I know 1 times 3, that's 3. 2 times 3, that's 6. So 21 times 3 would be 63. That's my third multiple of 21. All right, I'm going to keep going. Now I'm getting to times 4. Well, instead of doing this multiplication every single time, I'm going to start showing you a couple tricks that I know to help me figure out these multiples a little bit faster. So for times 4, instead of doing multiplication, which I could if I wanted to do, I could do 4 times 1 and 4 times 2. That's not super hard. However, what I could do also is I can look at the relationship of what I have done here already, what I've already done. I already did times 2, and I know that 2 times 2 equals 4, right? I know that if I have two of this, it would equal 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the number I already got here and I'm going to double it. I'm going to make it times 2, and that will be my times 4 because of the relationship I already know with 2 times 2 equaling 4. Okay, so I'm going to take 42 and double it. 2 plus 2. Okay, so what I'm doing right now, friends, is 42. I'll put it over here. 42 plus 42. I'm just doing it in my head. Okay, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 84. Okay, let's keep going and see if there's any other tricks I can use as I keep adding these. Now, when I get to times 5, all right, I have 84 here. I think what I'm going to do 4 times 5, because I can't double any of these numbers, because nothing doubled equals 5, except for a decimal, and we're not getting into that right now. So 2 doubled is 4, 3 doubled is 6, nothing doubled equals 5, so I'm not going to try and double anything. What I am going to try and do is I'm just going to go ahead and do my multiplication, because I think for 5, that's going to be the easiest. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, we're into our hundreds now. 105. Let's keep going. Times 6. All right, now I can again use what I did before. I know that 3 doubled equals 6. So 3 times 2, or 3 plus 3, either one, is going to get 6. So what I can do is take this number right here, 63, double it, and it will be my 6th answer. Okay, so I'm using what I've already figured out to add or to figure out what my new number is, or my next multiple is going to be. So I'm going to do 63 plus 63 in my head. I'm not going to write it out every time. So 3 plus 3, that is 6. 6 plus 6, that is 12. 126. Okay, let's keep going. My tower's starting to lean a little bit. That's okay. Getting over to 7. All right, 7 again. I cannot double any of these numbers to get to 7 because it's an odd number. If I doubled 3, it would be 6. If I doubled 4, it would be 8. Okay, nothing doubled would equal 7. So I'm not going to do doubles. I'm just going to do straight multiplying. 7 times 1 is 7. And 7 times 2 is 14. 147. Okay, let's keep going. 8. I can double my 4s. 84 times 2, or 84 plus 84, either way. So let me do that one. 84 plus 84. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then 8 plus 8 would be 16. 168. All right, and times 9. That would be 189. I just did that math in my head. All right, and then I'm getting to times 10. So I've done 10 multiples so far. Well, sorry, I'm about to do the 10th multiple. When I get to times 10, there's a couple different options I could do because I already understand a little bit of how a 10 works. I know that 10 is 2 5s, so I could just double this one, right? 2 5s equals 10, so 2 of this would be my 10th multiple. So I could do that one. I could also just take my original number, 21, and multiply it by 10 because since I understand place value, and I understand this 0 is going to have to move this number over a place value, all I need to do is do 21 moved over a place value, so it's actually 210. All right, there's my 10th multiple. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to keep going, but as I'm going, I'm going to kind of talk about what strategies I am using to figure out these multiples. And we're going to do quite a few multiples, so stay with me and please write these down with me. You need to be making your own tower so that you can use it for your homework. All right, let's keep going. Okay, and I'm not going to label every single one because I can figure it out based on my chart over here. 1, 2, 3, we're just going up by 1 each time. So I'm not going to label what I'm multiplying by every time, but I will label the big ones, like the 10s or something, so it's easier to find. Excuse me. All right, so let's go to 11. So next one I can do, again, I can't double anything because 11 is an odd number. But another strategy that we have not talked about yet is since I have 210 right here, and that was my 10th multiple, what I can do is just add another group of 21 onto this that I have right here. I could multiply it. I could do 11 times 21, but now that we're getting to, excuse me, got these really bad hiccups today. Now that we're getting to double-digit numbers and we're multiplying times our first number, which was also a double-digit number, it's going to be a lot harder to do that in our heads and quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of turn towards something I know about multiplication, which is that multiplication is repeated addition. So every time I move up a row here, every time I go to a new multiple, I'm adding one more group of 21, right? I started with 21, here's 21 more, here's 21 more, here's 21 more, 21 more. Every time I'm adding 21. So as we're moving on, I'm going to start using a little bit more addition, taking the number I just found, adding 21 to it, and that will be my next number. And I can just keep going with that in my multiple tower. All right, so I have 210 here. If I add 21 to that, that would be 231. Okay, now I'm not going to label these each time. My next one would be, let's see, 252, and then 273. I'm just doing this math in my head. I'm adding 1 to the ones column and 2 to the tens column, and then just making sure that nothing changes in my hundreds. Okay, next one would be 294. Okay, now here's where I got to watch out, because when I'm adding, I kind of just want to keep my hundreds the same, but things are going to change in this next one. When I go from a 9 here and I'm adding 2 groups of 10, I'm going to have to move over into my hundreds place. Okay, so my 4 is going to become a 5 because I'm just adding 1 to the tens, or sorry, the ones column. My 9 is going to go up. So if I go from 294 and I add 21 to it, so I added 1 here, and my 9 is going to go up to not just a 10, but an 11, because I'm adding 2 to it. That 11 needs to carry over into my hundreds. So now I'm into the 300s, okay? I have 200s all before this, but now I'm into my 3s, okay? I'm at 315 now, all right? Now, as I keep going, some of you might have already noticed this, there's a pattern starting to form, okay? There's some interesting things going on with my tens and my ones. My ones place, it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a pretty steady pattern. It looks like every time my ones place is just going up by 1. So that's a good thing that I can notice. That will help me in my addition as I keep going. My tens place is a little bit different because I'm adding 2 to it every time. I'm not adding 11, I'm adding 21. So in my tens column, I have to add 2. So it goes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 31. So I'm still counting by 2s, but you'll notice there's a little bit of a change, because when I have to add something to my ones, when my ones get full and they have to transfer over to my tens column, I go from counting by evens to counting by odds. However, I'm still counting by 2s. This is the only place where I'm not counting by 2s, because that ones column got full and we had to move it over into the tens. Okay, but all these others, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 1. So I'm guessing my next one's going to be 3. Let's see, 315 plus 21. Well, plus 1 here would be a 6. Plus 2 would be a 3. 336. Okay, well, yep, it looks like this went up by 2, this went up by 1. And my hundreds stayed the same because I didn't have anything to move over into the hundreds column yet. All right, so let's keep going. After 336, my next number would be 357, and then 378, and then 399. Okay, that's getting pretty up there. Let's see how far we've gone so far. Remember, I stopped writing my multiples on the side here, or what I was multiplying by, but I'm going to mark the big ones. So I did 10 is right here. So this is times 11 times 12 times 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so my next row is going to be times 20. So how am I going to do 20? I could do a couple different things. When you have these numbers that have lots of different multiples, you get a lot of choices on how you want to get to it. So for one of these, I'm sorry, I said multiples here. I meant to say factors. When you have a lot of different factors. So I know 20 can be 4 times 5. It can be 10 times 2. It can be, let's just stick with those. Let's just keep those simple. I'm going to do 10 times 2 because I know times 2 is usually pretty easy. All you have to do is double something. I already did 10 down here, 210. So all I need to do is double it. I'm going to do 210 plus 210, basically. Well, I can do that math in my head. 200 plus 200, that's 400. 10 plus 10 is 20. Boom, 420. There we go. I'm already up to my times 20 multiple. All right. I was doing a mix of strategies with adding, looking at what I've already done, and continuing on the pattern. Okay. Let's keep going. I'm running out of space up here, so I'm going to actually continue my tower down here. Think of it as a continuous, but maybe the top part just fell off and landed down here. We'll just think of it like that. So my next multiple is going to be of 21. All right, so I'm getting to 21 times 21 now. I'm still picking up where I left off with 420. So after 420, my next multiple is going to be 441. Okay, I'm just doing that math in my head. From here on up, I'm just going to keep adding my numbers pretty quickly. I'm not going to explain each one of how I get there, okay? But I will pull out a couple important ones. All right, here we go. So 441. After that is 462. And then 483. And this next one, I have 504. Yes, okay. Just got to double check that. And then 525, 546, 567, 588. All right, let's pause there and see how far I've gotten. 21, this would be times 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so I'm almost to my 30, or my, yeah, times 30 now. At 588, let's see, if I add 21 to that, so 1 would, plus 1 in the ones column would be 9. If I add 20 to 80, that would be a 0, and I have to put my tens column over into my hundreds, which would be 600. Okay, 609. And that was, sorry, I lost track. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Ah, one more. There we go. So as I said, I'm just marking these big spots, the 30s, the 20s. Basically, each time we hit a new 10, I'm going to mark where it is so that later when I come back to this table to reference it, I'm going to be able to find, oh, this is all the, these ones right here are all times 20 something. These ones past it are all times 30 something. It's going to be easier for what we're doing later with this table, or with this tower. All right, so if I'm going to times 30, there's a couple different options I could do here. Well, I know that, well, I already did times 20 and I did times 10. So what I could do is, since I know that 20 plus 10 equals 30, I could do the 20 plus the 10. I could do that one. I could also do, I know that 10 times 3 equals 30, so I could do this number times 3. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do 10 times 3. I'm just going to put that over here on the side. So 210, I'm going to do it as repeated addition. Plus 210, plus 210. That's 3 groups of the 10 that we found. So 0, 3, 6, 630. There we go, 630. We're into the 30s now. All right, let's keep going. 630, then we can go to 651, 672, 693. Now we're going to get tricky. 4, 9 plus 20 is going to be 11. Well, there's going to be a 1 there, and then that's going to come over here to 7, 714. All right, I'm going to keep going from there. 714. Next one is going to be 735, and then 756, 777. Oh, hey, that's cool. 777. 798. And then going from that, I have to watch out for my hundreds place. That's going to be 819. I think we're getting pretty close to 40. Let's see. This was 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Aha! So times 40. Our next one is going to be, again, I can use some of these that I've already done to get this answer, or I can just add 21 to what I already have here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do double. I know that 20 plus 20 would be 420. So I'm going to take this one, 420. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. 20 plus 20 is 40. So I'm going to take the multiple of 20 and I'm going to add it to itself. 420 plus 420, just like I would do with 20 plus 20 equals 40. So 420 plus 420 must equal this multiple. 0, 4, 8. 840. All right, we're going to do one more group of tens. Okay, so we're going to get up to times 50. Let's do, I'm going to start down here. So this is times 41. So times 41, that's going to be, I'm picking up where I left off here. That's going to be 861. And then 882. 903, 924, 945, 966, sorry, it took me a second, 987. Okay, oh, this one's going to be tricky. 987 plus another 21. So I know my 7, that's going to just add 1. So that's going to become an 8. Now my 8 is going to be plus 20. So that's that 8 plus, or 80 plus 20 would be 100. So that's a 0 in my tens column. And a 1 has to go over here. Now when I'm at my 900s, okay, and I add 100 to it, we're now into a new place value. This 900 can't become 1000. Well, it is 1000. But it's actually, we're going to label it as 1000 because we're moving into a new column now. So 9 becomes a 10, which means we are now at 1008. Okay, 1008. And then we have, next would be 1029. And I think we're probably, oh yeah, we're probably to 50 now. So our last one for 50, I'm going to add 21 more to this. So if I have 1029, I add 1 to this. That's going to be a 0, but that needs to come over into my tens column. So 20 plus the 1 that we brought over, plus the 2 more. That's going to be 3, 4, 5. And then nothing changes in the hundreds, nothing changes here. So 21 times 50 is going to be 1050. Okay, so I just did a ton of math using some addition, some multiplication, using some relationships I knew, like 20 plus 20 is 40, so I used that here, things like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this tower to answer a couple questions in regards to our division and multiplication problems. Okay, so if we are dealing with anything with the number 21, we have worked out every product all the way up to times 50, okay? So actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this on a separate piece of paper. I'm gonna tear this one out. That way, I can see my tower the whole time and don't have to keep flipping back and forth. That would be very frustrating. Okay, so let's do, what if we were given a problem like this? Now that we have this tool here, we filled this out. What if we were given a problem like this that said 21 times something equals 735? Okay, well, what I can do is I can look through my table and find the product 735 and then find what we multiplied by to get that. And that will be my answer right there. I don't even have to do any math officially because I already did it over here. So let's look through my table. Here's 500, 600, 700s. Here we go. 735. I don't have it labeled, but I could count up. This was 30. So 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Times 35. There we go. I can fill in that answer because I have this tower here of multiples, and I can just find where I already did my multiple times 35 and fill it in. Okay. Now I can also use this to create a fact family about 21 times 35. One thing I can do is I can switch the two numbers that are being multiplied and still get the same product. 35 times 21 equals 735. It's the commutative property. Okay, you can switch those. They're still going to equal the same thing. And I can turn both of these into division problems because remember, division is just reverse multiplication. So I can take 735, divide it by, let's divide it by 21. It's going to equal 35. And then I can do the opposite. 735 divided by, well, I divided by 21 on this one. So this time I'll divide by 35. And it's going to be 21. I'm using the same numbers in each one of these problems. I'm just switching their order and I'm getting the same answers or using the same numbers. So in my multiplication, I had the same product. Okay. In my division, I started with the same number, but it depended on which number I was dividing by for what quotient I got. Okay. Let's try another one that we can find on our table. Or I keep calling it a table. I'm sorry, guys. It's a tower. I don't know why I keep saying table, but you know, old habits die hard. So let's try our next one. What if I was given a division problem? What if I did 504? So 504 divided by something equals 21. Okay, well, this is my whole 21 tower. So I need to find where my answer was. That was 504 and figure out what was I multiplying by. In fact, I could even set up my other fact family problems before I even find the answer on here. So I could do, I know if I reverse these, 504 divided by 21 is going to equal that same number. And I can turn them into multiplication. So something times 21 equals 504. And 21 times something equals 504. Okay, whatever number I find on my tower here is going to fill in each one of these problems. Okay, because I'm just reversing the division into multiplication. So let's find it. What did we multiply 21 by to get to 504? Okay, again, here's 600s, 500s. Here we go, 504. Down here, this is 21. So 22, 23, 24. So we did 504 divided by 24 equals 21. And 24 will fit every single one of these problems. Okay, let's do one more. Let's try 189 divided by 21 equals something. Okay, and again, I'm going to fill out all my fact family problems before I even find my answer. So I also know 189 divided by this number is going to equal 21. And if I turn it into multiplication, 21 times this number is going to equal 189. And this number times 21 is going to equal 189. Okay, now I can use my tower, find where did we get 189 and what did we multiply by. So 189, that's a pretty low one. It's going to be over here somewhere. Oh, there it is, 189 times 9. 9, 9, 9, 9. Okay, that is my entire fact family for this problem, 189 divided by 21. And I was able to find all of these just by using my multiple tower. All right, so make sure you have this for your homework, friends. All right, and remember what we did here, how we filled out our fact families and how you can use this tower and the strategies you already know, like repeated addition, using doubles, understanding the relationships between your numbers to find these answers quicker. Okay, instead of adding each one, which you totally can, you can add every single time. But when you get to those numbers where you can use a shortcut or a relationship that you already understand, go for it. Okay, you can use those and use that tower to help you solve additional problems later. All right, let me know if you have any problems with your homework tonight. I'd be happy to help. And I will see you at our next live session.